as usual. Plane's delayed, so I'm off to Miami. It's my first time doing one of the industry events in about 3 years. And it's interesting because I get to sit and observe everybody, pretend or act as if the biggest story in the industry is not occurring. So it's like a sociology experiment. It cannot be heard, actually. Just caught it from Big Swear a couple of years ago. Okay. So, can you hear me with this mask on? I'm trying to be polite to my neighbors. So, first of all, if anybody's going to be in Miami during the Bitcoin conference, you were looking to talk to me, just hit me up. You reach out to me on Twitter. Okay. Should be some interesting conversation, and anybody who wants to discuss licensing the IP, sit down and talk to me. I'm pushing to have the Ethereum analysis completed. It's done and release candidate condition, but I'm having other professionals review it because it's a pretty big deal. Okay. With that complete, I personally would be comfortable in my non-professional, non-legal expertise, a non-technical expertise opinion, to have IP intellectual property connections through the Bitcoin Lightning Network, which is by far the most utilitarian portion of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the on-demand liquidity portions of the industry, such as the way it's implemented by Ripple. Okay, I am anxious to reach out and do partnership deals, licensing deals, creativity deals. I'm looking to possibly do something with the government of El Salvador. So, using their implementation of the Lightning Network to stabilize to a currency of their choice, eliminating the need for a stable coin. That's cool. Think about that. Some of the many things that we're doing in 2013, 14, and 15, I actually want to bring the market now to fruition. Okay? Let's ask some questions, because I'm here for a couple of minutes. I have a couple of minutes for questions, if you have any. Okay? So ask questions away if you have it. And if not, then I will sign off. And again, I was going to announce a hotel, but of course a couple of people are acting a little funny, and I don't want anybody to cause me to have a bad day. So I will be at the event at the James L. Knight Center, and I'm going to the party tonight as well. There's a get-together tonight, wherever it is. Okay? Does SEC going after Ripple Ether interfere with you? No, it does not. That's between the SEC and Ripple and Ether. So thrilled for you. By the way, thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for all the thanks and congratulations. It's greatly appreciated. As you all may or may not know, I went through hell over the last couple of years. But perseverance. Okay, my investment time horizon is in decades. So let's say Southside Wall Street, they think 1 quarter at a time, based upon quarterly reports and bonus pools. I think 1 decade at a time. So it took about a decade for this to really come through, a little less than a decade. And I'm starting to reap some of the rewards, hopefully. I haven't reaped any rewards yet, but I plan on it. And it's the support of the community. Speaking of community, the Very DAO is really coming along. For those who don't know what the Very DAO is, for those of you who don't know what the Very DAO is, it is a digital autonomous organization, software-based organization, where people interview to become a part of. So you can't just join. You have to contribute a specific skill set, knowledge base, customer base, etc., that furthers the purposes of the Very DAO. And the Very DAO's primary purpose is to find partnership opportunities to use with the Veritasium IP. Okay. Reports coming out of the Very DAO that are to be forwarded to the Veritasium entities. Amazing. They have an infringement analysis for JP Morgan's JPM coin and their Onyx organization. Fascinating. I sent out a tweet right before this to let everybody realize that a lot of people ask me, so what does the patent mean for crypto? This is not a death knell. It's business. Okay, it's an expense. Like when you pay AWS their server fees to use their virtual servers, it's a fee. AWS is not putting you out of business, and neither is the owner of a patent that you're using or IP. It's really just that simple. Okay, and I plan to give significant value, to add significant value to any and everybody I deal with. That's the whole purpose of me being in the industry. So with that being said, people ask, what is the repercussions of the patent on crypto? Number one, there will be no crypto industry very shortly. Just like there's no internet industry. You can't name a member of the internet industry because the internet is so integral in the businesses and the structure of the economy in general in people's lives. Everything's an internet company. If you have a website, if you do business over the internet. Okay, so everything's going to be a crypto company. But as for what industry will be significantly affected first, and all industries are going to be affected. But first, number one, is the banking industry, primarily the large money center banks and their offshoots. Okay? It's going to be an interesting story. And no, it's not about fight and kill and put everybody out of business. If you don't add value, if you're a rent seeker, you probably will go out of business in your current form. But rent seekers don't add value to the economy. They don't add value to the community. They don't add value to me, or to you. So nobody should be remiss in the passing of the rent seeking. And so I suggest these entities take the resources, and instead of seeking rent, they should produce it. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. Force competition on a meritorious level. Hallelujah. See, good days are coming. So let's look at these questions now. What do we have here? They will all understand how significant this IP is in due time. Quite possibly. I think they understand it now. You have to understand that there are many. This industry is very, very concentrated and centralized. The decentralization mantra that they've been able to push throughout the development community is a farce. Okay? As little as one entity controls the major news outlets, the major investment funds, and the primary private equity and venture capital investments for hundreds, if not thousands, of startups in the industry. Very, very concentrated. You step 1 or 2 degrees outside of that, and I'd say less than 10% of the community owns more than 80% of the assets, or controls more than 80% of the assets. So if those entities feel threatened, then they will, since they control a lot of the media and the megaphones, they will attempt to mute it. That actually works significantly in my favor. I'll explain that a little later. I don't want them to stop just now. Okay? But, I want to get the word out, okay, because I want to show everybody how quickly and how furtively this industry can grow and the value that it can add as it moves forward. Okay, and I've done a couple of interviews to try and put to bed these things such as Reggie's going to kill DeFi and patents are bad. It's ridiculous. Patents are capitalism. Patents are what allow people to exercise property rights. That's like saying deeds, to your property, titles to your house are bad. You don't want to own your own property? If you purchase it, if you build a house, you don't want ownership of it? These concepts are ridiculous. Now, this is prudent business, and honestly, everybody should have done it in the beginning, but they didn't. But now, as we have professional business operators and management executives come into what is now the crypto industry, this is becoming commonplace. So, look at compound finance with intellectual property right restrictions on their code. Look at Aave. Look at Uniswap. As for patents, you have Gemini twins, the Winklevoss brothers, Gemini, Coinbase, Consensus, Theta. All have patents, copyrights, patent pending, restricted commercial licenses. This isn't bad. This is these entities attempting to protect their property. The mantra, the mindset of not protecting property is very, very bad for business. Okay? You can have an open source business model and still protect your property. Okay? What you can't have is you cannot make money by selling a product that other people can give away for free without putting an investment in. So if you put $20, $30 million of capital that you raise from investors and 1 or 2 years of your development time to make a product, and the second you launch it, it's bought by somebody for free, you make a horrible investment and you will not be able to stay in business. Okay, this is common sense, this is proven business. I think that intellectual property construction, creation, patenting, and maintenance should be taught in grammar school. Should be taught instead of trigonometry. My personal opinion. So I'm going on a rant, so let me stop and answer these questions now. Any patent infringers reach out to you yet? I don't want to discuss the actual private goings on, okay, but we're in the very beginning. Reggie, thank you very much. Very IP is greater than AWS? I believe so, but realize I'm biased. You said Lightning, then Ethereum. Please explain the different uses. Well, it's difficult for me to understand that question because the Lightning Network and Ethereum, the Lightning Network is a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin to speed it up. Ethereum is a layer 1 solution, so I'm not really sure exactly what the question is, and I don't want to guess. Okay, your African gold is in Africa, being pilfered from Africa, under market price to Asia, to the Americas, and to Europe. Very good use of this platform to allow the African artisanal miners to actually access the global markets directly without having gone through the middleman that robbed it. Perfect example of how peer-to-peer markets need to and should work in real life. Is the Very DAO only open to businesses or is it open to individuals? The Very DAO is open to anybody who's qualified, who's not a bad actor, and who's able and willing to help the cause of the verification companies. Okay? Definitely not restricted to businesses or individuals. It's capability, ethics, and mindset. I've been holding Very for years. Please make Very the payment solution for patent user fees. It's not that simple because you have regulatory enforcement arms that have clouded the water significantly and put significant waste in. Any plans for the Jamaican Stock Exchange? If they want to work with me, please come in. I have plans that will put them at the top of the pile. Okay? When Very staking, they have there's a liquidity pool with Very staking now, if I'm not mistaken. Very liquidity provision. If you go to the Veritasum official Telegram group, just go in the Telegram, type in Veritasum official, join that group, ask around, and they'll tell you what subgroup to form and how to go about staking and providing liquidity. It is using the Matic tokens and the group is called Firebird Finance, if I'm not mistaken. I've been holding Very for years. Please make Very the payment. Okay, we just went through that. Screw your neighbors, they don't like your freedom. 138 in the chat, 2 likes. Yeah, there's a point there. Leon has a very good point. Why would there only be 2 likes? There's 161 people here. Everybody hit that like button like you want. Put your back into it like you mean it. Okay, give Reggie some love. Okay, and everybody hit share as well. Share passes out to somebody else. I've been undercover for 2.5 years due to licking my wounds with the battle from the bad actors. I'm back now. I will be vocal, but I'm going to fade in the background because I've also been apparently blacklisted amongst many venues, but that's quite all right though. I think I have enough of an audience where I can get the word out on my own. And I'm curious to see how things work out there at this Miami conference, see what the industry is about, because I've been underground in my labs working on this IP and various other reference modules. And now I'm up for air back to the public, so quite curious to see how the rest of the community is doing. Can SEC come after you if they say ethics and security? Well, the SEC can come after anybody they want, which is part and parcel of the problem. Are they justified in doing it? Would they have a meritorious argument? I choose not to opine on it, but I think you can get to what my answer is. Look at these people asking if they should buy Very. Yeah, I don't give Very token purchasing advice. As a matter of fact, I'll give this caveat right now. The Very token has no utility case and no use case and no utility value. It's been stripped due to risk from regulation and ambiguity from regulation, not regulation, from litigation with the regulatory body. And so at this particular time, it has no use case and no utility value. Okay? I personally do not own one single berry. 98 million were taken from me. Okay? Reggie, does Theta infringe on your patent? I don't know. I haven't went through Theta's business model. So, I couldn't even tell you.
Once again, no customer traveling on flight number 2593 with service to Miami.
Okay. And they changed my gate. So I'll tell you what. We're going to walk off. Because my gate is changing, I'm going to end this. I'll see you guys in Miami in about 4 hours. Anybody's there, hit me up. Let's hang out. I don't drink, but I might crack one with the crowd, or I drink my water, sip, and let's talk. It's the evolution of this industry. Okay? And the empowerment of everybody. This is the empowerment of the little man in the real life, here and there. Okay? Sayonara. Au revoir. Adios. Dos Vidania, Dos Vidania. Peace.
So you guys doing a run call?